Hey guys, in today's video we're going to be talking about deep cycle watering. We're going to work the new reel mower, put down some PGF complete, and do a little spike aeration.
Baby duck da duck da duck duck. Baby duck da duck da duck duck. Baby duck da duck da duck 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 duck. Ducks in rare form this morning. Anyways, I started watering early this morning, and today I want to talk about deep cycling water. Deep cycling waters. This is a real good time to do it, and I'll explain in just a minute. Hold on. Hey guys, so we really haven't had any soaking good rains for well over a week. I'd say it's been about 9 days. We had one day we had a little bit of a mist the whole day, but like 1/8 of an inch of rain, not much rain. This is the time of year that you want to do deep cycle and then stop and then let it dry out. This is the normal water pattern. So you water deep, get it really wet, and then just leave it and let it dry out. So we really haven't had any rains for about 8 days, significant. And I looked at my 10-day forecast, and this is important. For the next 10 days, it's like nothing. 10-20% chance, and it's going to hit 91 degrees one of those days. 80s coming up. So this is a good time to actually do a real deep cycle. And I'm going to explain that to you now, so hold on one second. Hey guys, so as you can tell, someone doesn't like water, the sprinklers. Fat dog doesn't mind them so much, but Linda hates sprinklers. She hates the sprinklers. She'll start screaming like someone's killing her. Anyways, deep cycle watering. Here's what I want you to imagine. You're in the springtime, you have 5 days of nice weather, and you haven't had any rain. And all of a sudden you get a full day of nice rain. Perfect. Then you don't have any rain for 6 days. Nice warm temperatures move in. That's the perfect scenario. So what we have to do with our irrigation system is we want to replicate that. And it's kind of tough to do, to be honest. And I do mine a little bit differently than most. So I have two systems. I have the system that was installed with the house, which covers the front yard and covers part of the back. And then we installed a brand new system out back. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to do short cycling all in one day. So this morning I came out and I started running the sprinkler systems. And basically I'm doing a 10 to 12 minute cycle on each station, and then I move on. But then I come back to that station. Now, some of your programs like Ratio and stuff like that, I think it's called the soak cycle. That's off. It's called the soak cycle, where it'll do this for you. So what you can do is you can set your time for 20 or 30 minutes and then run soak cycle, and it'll divide that out. And it'll run 10 minutes, it'll go to the next one, and then come back. And if you have clay soils, that's really a good way to do this, because the silica and silt inside of clay soils will kind of create a coating, and if you oversaturate it, it'll just start to run off. So that's why you want to do a light water, then come back to it, and do a light water, then come back to it. So I'm trying to replicate right now a nice day of rain. It's kind of hard to do. It's a lot of water. So not only am I going to do this in the morning, we're going to come back and we're going to cut this back section, and then we're going to put some PGF complete down on it. And then this evening I'm going to come back and do it again. And it's fine to do that because I'm replicating like a nice full day of rain. I don't have any rain coming, I don't think, for 10 days. And it's going to be in the 80s. And one of the days coming up in about 5 days, it's going to be 91 degrees. So this is the perfect window to do one of these real deep watering cycles. Now, in the summertime, when we're talking about drought conditions, we change things up. We can't allow our lawn to be baked in 95, 100 degree temperatures with no water. It just won't take it. So what we do then is what I do, a kind of a CPR kind of watering system. And what I do is I come out there early in the morning, hit it light, maybe 10 minutes. Hot, the heat of the afternoon or late afternoon, I'll hit it again 10 minutes. And I'll do that almost every day if I have really drought conditions. And all I'm really doing is I'm just sort of doing sort of, like I say, it's CPR, just resuscitation. I'm just going to help you survive through this drought until we get one of these deep rains in, and then I can stop. So remember, drought conditions, more frequent. Almost every day we're going to put a little bit of water, do it early in the morning, help that grass survive. But in the springtime, it totally changes, and I talked about this in an earlier video. But I know I'm going to be putting PGF Complete down today, so I want to start my watering now. We'll put down PGF Complete, and we may put down some Humichar, and then I can go ahead and put some water on that too. Hey guys, so I'm going to break in here real quick and just let you know. I always put a link in the description below, and that'll take you to a web page, and I'll list everything that I'm talking about today. So the PGF Complete, Humichar, I'll put the spreader there. What else? There are two models of McLean's that I like to use. The standard model, which I'll link to below, and then there's the Greenskeeper model. I just want to be clear that the Greenskeeper model is not for most homeowners. The Greenskeeper model really only cuts very short. The standard model is what we normally use, and I'll put a link to that too, but I'll put a link to both of them just so you know. But everything you can find down below if I'm talking about it. So let's go forward. So let me tell you what I'm doing today. This is the new this is the Greenskeeper model that I got back in, and it cuts really short. This is not for the average homeowner, just so you know. This is for the guy or gal that has a putting green, or this thing will cut 1/8 of an inch up to about 5/8. That's about the highest, maybe 1/2 an inch, 5/8, somewhere around there. So I've been cutting my back close to 1/2 an inch, but I've got a lot of seed heads, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can get this thing high enough to use it on the back, because what I plan to do also, I don't know if you can see it over there. See the aerator? I've got tines. Instead of having hollow cores that pull plugs, I've got tines, spike tines, and I may have Jacob tine the back lawn. This is a lot of work. I already did the front. I'll let him do the back. So anyways, let's see if we can get this thing. Let's see if we can get this. Let's see if we can get this darn thing up higher. All right. So basically, I've loosened these up, and I've brought these adjustments up as high as I can. And I've got, that may work. It's close to 3/4 of an inch. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to tighten these back. You have this adjustment system here. So you basically loosen these two nuts, and then you raise and lower it through here. On the other unit, there is just a simple switch to raise and lower. The other unit will cut, just over 1/2 an inch up to about 1 inch. That's the range on it. That's where most homeowners need to be for a real mower, to be honest. That's the unit I recommend. This is kind of a specialty unit. This is for someone who wants to keep their grass really short. A lot of people in like Hawaii buy this because they keep their lawns like at 1/4 of an inch because it rains all the time. So when Jacob gets here, dude, I swear this duck is freaking me out, man. It's following me around. You're freaking me out, man. You're just freaking me out. Stop looking at me. Everywhere I go, he follows me. He follows me. Anyways, Jacob should be here in a little bit. We'll figure out a game plan of what he needs to cut and what we need to be doing. But it's low cut back here, cut on barbs, PGF Complete, maybe a spike aeration, I don't know. pretty good there. That's where we are cutting height wise. Alright, so here's my test. Doing now. I've got a couple areas that don't look dark green. They look a little bit yellowish, and that typically is from compaction issues. So this area down in here doesn't look as healthy, as an example, as this area over here. This gets a lot of traffic, gets a lot of water settling, really compact, because we go in and out of here. So what I'm doing is I switched out the core tines. I switched out the cores to the spikes, and you can see, and you can barely see the holes. That's the difference. You can see I did this whole area in here, and versus having cores, I just have spike marks. So basically this is what we do on a putting green. Is we come by and we spike aerate it, roll it, put some sand on it, or just leave it open, to be honest. I do have ordered some larger spikes. These are like 3/8, just over a quarter, and I've got larger ones coming because I want larger holes in my main yard. This is more like a golf green hole. Push record, Doc. So these are the smaller 18-pound bags, which I absolutely love. This treats 5,000 square feet. It's the easy way to do it. If you got 10,000 square feet, 2 bags. If you got 13,000, almost 3 bags. I mean, that's the way you can do this stuff. PGF is really mild. When you put it out at the bag rate, it's 0.58 pounds of nitrogen. So it's mild. You're not putting out 1.5 pounds. Look at that. It's like it's made for it. Made for that PGF complete. It's like gumbo. So, PGF complete, of course, is really, really fine. Time for the product zoom in. So it's really fine. So I can put my spreader on pretty light and get some real good distribution with it. That's what we'll do. But I've got, the nice thing is I got one of these. This is my septic tank repair that we're just started working on. You can kind of see it here. Can't see the humic, but you can see some of the blue and whites. And what do you notice about this? Because the particles are so small, and because it's mild, we get great coverage with it. Really good coverage. Dog. Long day. We're still going. You can hear Jacob cutting Barb's yard next to me with the reel mower, the big true cut. The helicopters are bringing in more PGF complete. So I finished putting out PGF complete. So we cut this really low. I spike aerated. We put down PGF complete. Did a heavy watering this morning, and I'm gonna do another heavy watering tonight, late this afternoon. So that will be my soaking watering. And then I'll just let it sit for about 5 days and bake in the sun. I gotta go tie up tomato plants now. Here, I don't know if you wanna go watch or not. So it's the next morning. And I felt beat up last night. That was a lot of work we did. But you can see, the lawn looks pretty nice. This is getting close to the lowest that I've ever cut this without scalping. That new mower really works well. I think the aeration will really pay off. Again, this deep cycle watering is really important. During the spring, you want to get that really deep soak, almost just saturate the soils, and then just stop. Just let it go. I know I have hot, dry weather coming. We're going to be in the 80s, into the 90s. We're going to hit 91 degrees, but I'm good. I know that the water has gotten deep into my lawn and my Bermuda is fine. Remember, Bermuda loves the heat. That's the difference between Bermuda and something like fescue. Bermuda loves the heat. As long as it can get some water, they take as much heat as you can throw at it. We trimmed up all the knockout roses. I had some of them tied up to the fence, connected to the fence because they always lean towards the sun. But this whole fence is coming down on Monday. Monday they're coming to do this entire fence. Custom built entire fence. Hold on. It's like, what, 600 linear feet of fence. Oh my God. Since this has been a strange year and we're not doing our beach vacations this year, we said, well, let's go ahead and let's get the fence replaced. Not cheap. Now, of course, I always link to everything I'm talking about below. So if you need PGF complete, Humichar, whatever, if you're interested in the reel mowers, again, the standard reel mower from McLean, I'll put a link to it, and I'll also put a link to this Greenskeeper model. But the Greenskeeper model really, it's for people that only cut short. You can't raise it up past maybe 3/4 of an inch maximum. The standard reel mower is what we use typically, and that'll go down to about just below 3/4 of an inch up to maybe an inch, inch and a quarter, somewhere around there. And that's where most people need to be. I don't want you buying the Greenskeeper model thinking you can raise it up, and you really can't. I got the girls coming over today with Jacob. They're going to help me clean. They're going to pressure wash the driveway. Hit subscribe if you don't want to miss that. Let's go look at the front lawn while we're here. It's really not too shabby, considering I'm fighting brown patch down towards the end there. So don't forget, click subscribe, because today I'm shooting the pressure washing video. I'm doing the driveway. Monday we're doing the fence. We got a bunch of stuff lined up, so talk to you later. Bye.